He was the master of suspense, a cinematic genius who knew our deepest fears better than we did. Alfred Hitchcock crafted nightmares so elegant they became art. But behind the camera, the man was far more complex, strange, and darker than any of his plots. Welcome to the dark, twisted, and utterly fascinating world of Sir Alfred Hitchcock. Born in 1899 in London's East End, young Alfred's first brush with terror came early. His father, a stern greengrocer, once sent him to the local police station with a note. The officer read it and locked the boy in a cell for several minutes. The note said, "For misbehaving." Hitchcock later said this incident birthed his lifelong fear of authority and police, a theme that permeates his films. Was it a harsh lesson, or the first directorial note in a life of controlled fear? He started in silent films, designing title cards, but his big break came in Britain with thrillers like The Lodger and The 39 Steps. Yet Hollywood called. In 1939, he sailed to America. His first American film, Rebecca, and it won Best Picture. But Hitchcock himself never won a competitive Oscar for directing. His methods were as unique as his silhouette. He was a notorious control freak. He famously said, "Actors should be treated like cattle." He preferred storyboarding every single shot in advance, so much so that the actual filming bored him. The creative work was done. This was just assembly. But here's where the darkness seeps in. His obsession with control extended to his leading ladies, most famously Tippi Hedren. During the grueling filming of The Birds, he subjected her to real-life horror. For the infamous attic attack, Hedren was promised mechanical birds, but on the day Hitchcock unleashed live frantic birds on her for a week, she was physically and mentally shattered, suffering a nervous breakdown. Their relationship never recovered. It was less direction and more psychological torture. And then there were his fixations. The Hitchcock blonde, cool, elegant, poised, but with a simmering sexuality and vulnerability. Grace Kelly, Kim Novak, Eva Marie Saint. But this wasn't just an aesthetic. It was a complex, often cruel obsession. He'd humiliate them on set, give them bizarre gifts, and sought to dominate their performances and personas completely. His personal life held its own mysteries. He was married for 54 years to Alma Reville, his brilliant film director and most trusted collaborator. He relied on her judgment utterly. Yet, persistent rumors of his infatuations and dark fantasies swirled. He was a man of immense appetite for food, for film, and for a very specific kind of feminine ideal he could never fully possess. He embedded himself in his films. The cameo. It was his signature, a lucky charm. But it also reflects a puppeteer inserting himself into his own dollhouse of dread. His mind was a cabinet of morbid curiosities. He was fascinated by the true crime, collecting detailed books on famous murders. He relished shocking dinner guests with graphic stories. He once bizarrely had his wife's friend, medium to the stars Rosemary Althea, attempt to contact the spirit of his mother on a yacht in the middle of the ocean. Perhaps the ultimate key to his darkness is in Psycho. He fought the studio to make it, financed it himself, and revolutionized horror. But consider this, he insisted on using the chocolate syrup for blood in the shower scene because it photographed better in black and white. He could dispassionately discuss the aesthetic of a brutal murder seconds after filming it. That detachment is chilling. In the end, the Master of Suspense left a legacy of 53 feature films, a genre defined, and a world forever more afraid of showers, birds, and lonely motels. He died in 1980, but his shadow looms larger than ever. He taught us that terror isn't in the monster but in the mundane, that the darkest secrets are in the quietest suburbs, in the most charming smile. Sir Alfred Hitchcock didn't just make scary movies. He showed us that the most frightening landscape of all is the human mind. What's your favorite Alfred Hitchcock film, and what dark detail about it shocks you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into the dark side of the film industry. Until next time, remember, you are feeling a little nervous, aren't you?